Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for the show I've been waiting for all weekend. Couldn't wait for this one. You know what I'm saying? Manchester United Liverpool podcast, Barbados edition with my OGs. You know what I'm saying? In the building, Bayesian Barnes is here. You know what I'm saying? The superstar himself. You know what I'm saying? Because he's low-key a superstar. Don't get it mistaken, man. Man like Bayesian Pops is in the building as well. We're here, Manchester United Liverpool podcast. So please keep all your comments, questions, Manchester United or Liverpool related. 4 losses and 5 at home for Manchester United. We sit somewhere in the slums in mid-table at the Premier League. Liverpool go 6 points clear with a win at Brentford. Double for Darwin Núñez. You know what I'm saying? Barnes and Pops in the cut as well. What you man saying, man? You man blessed. What's going on?
Licks for everyone, bro. Licks for everyone. We good.
Yeah. It was great. Superstar in the building. What you telling me, Pops, man?
Get it, man.
Yeah, man. Love that, man. Love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
Oh, nah. What's the name?
What's his name? Oh, nah. What's another howler?
Another one. We'll get to all that. Somewhere in mid-table, Will. That's why I said it, man. Somewhere in mid-table. There you go. All right. There we go. That's why Pops superstar is. Big up Daniel. Big shout to Dakota every single time. And just puts Núñez, Warrior J. Of course, you lot, make sure you run up the likes, though, on the video. Whether you're watching this live right now, watching this back, hit that like button. Please share across all the socials. And that's me, Flawless, at Sarcasm City TV. And subscribe to the channel, Sarcasm City TV. Road to 14,000. We're like 50 away or something like that. And just as important, make sure you subscribe to Bayesian Reds TV. The link is in the title, people. So click the link. Open up a new tab, subscribe to Bayesian Reds TV as well. Make sure you do so. And the link's also underneath in the description. Or you can just type it in on YouTube so you have no excuse not to find it. But Barnes, we'll start with you. You lot, Liverpool against Brentford, late double from someone who divides opinion in the fan base, Darwin Núñez. But thoughts on the game, thoughts on Darwin Núñez's impact as well.
Yeah, I mean, Brentford had a plan to play against us. At times, back 6, back 5, 2 rows of 4. They were playing for a draw. They weren't really playing for a win, to be fair. But hey, they didn't complete the mission at task. They left the door a little bit open. And hey, we're Liverpool, right? We kicked the door down and we got our 2 goals from an unsung hero that some of the Liverpool fan base have been roasting. Darwin Núñez. Happy for the lad. Núñez. 2 good takes, 2 good goals. It just goes to show you got to play a full game in order to keep Liverpool out. You can't slack off, and Brentford slacked off. They made an error. We made them pay the price. They got the first goal, and then they couldn't sit back anymore. They had to try to get a goal, and they opened them up, and literally 2 minutes later, Núñez again scored his second one. Iced the game. 6 points, game in hand. We got Arsenal dropping more points. We're going to get on them. Hey, you man losing. Spurs losing. Man, what a weekend. What a weekend, Flawless. What a weekend.
Pops, what you doing?
Stop it.
Sorry, go on, Barnes. Carry on.
I don't know what sort of Liverpool fan you is. I think you need to go and take that shirt off and go and support another club, bro. I mean, the title race ain't over. It is finito.
It's
done.
Been done.
Dusted, bro.
Yeah.
Dusted.
And this is me saying it. This is me saying that it's done. I've been saying it. I already was, what's the word I'm looking for? Resigned to the fact that it was going to happen. It's like, yeah, it's on the horizon. It's like a doctor's appointment coming up that you don't want to go to, but you know it's there in the book. This is what it is. A doctor's appointment in May that I don't really want to deal with, but here we are. What are you saying, Pops?
Big up. RIP to Dennis Law first, man. Man United,
yes.
Liverpool show. So let me do that right. A legend. Big legend in the game, right? So let me start there first. 6,000 games for Liverpool, 200 we king. They got the Reds for that, apparently.
Okay.
Darwin Núñez. Yeah. Darwin Núñez adds his name to the legendary names in the Premiership. That's his 4th 90-plus goal. Apparently, that's more than anybody else. So, I guess there's something to celebrate if you wanna. But credit to Brentford. I mean, a lot of people can look at the game and say, "Wow, they were very defensive or whatever." But you gotta do what you gotta do with the resources you got. And at points in time, they were playing with a 6-4 block, and we couldn't penetrate. And they were playing out their back and beating the press consistently. Watching football today is watching teams playing up from the back, and I said Brentford made it look easy. Everybody to a man was comfortable on the ball. And I said, you know what? Kudos to them for that. You gotta respect the game plan. And when it works, which it did, because Brentford had a couple half chances as well. And credit to them, because if you watch the end of the game, they were going for something, whether that was the win or whatever, but he made substitutes in the attacking third, saying, well, yeah, he thinks they got something in there for him. And that also benefits us, because obviously when you attacking, that gives me some space to get in behind. Ultimately, I think it was a grind down too. It was, you can defend and defend and defend, but after a certain amount of time, it is mentally taxing, not just physically. And it's hard to keep repelling and repelling attack after attack after attack. A simple 1-2. Basically, that's what it was, a simple 1-2. And that's all I was asking for all game long. If you're spreading Gakpo and Salah wide, somebody got to fill the gaps. A simple 1-2 between Harvey and Trent, and that was it. Johnny on the spot was Nunes, and bang, number one.
Yeah, it was written.
Man is saying out, so he come on and miss a header, had a shot that when he stands, and Trent was cussing he. Bang two,
that was funny.
True, shirt off again, yellow card, and could possibly be sent off a tackle right after scoring 2 goals. All of that in about 30 minutes. He said himself, this body is saying different, but he is saying different.
It was settled for him,
Good
it was settled. Said it on the watch along. Soon as he got, like, this is got. I literally said it on the watch along. Nunes, we winner written all over this, because Brentford just kept giving you the ball.
Yeah,
that was what it was. And you did well, but like Brentford were poor going forward. So I think it's a combination of the two. But
they started running legs up front, man. They asked Vincent and Brentford to do too much, back and forth, back and forth. And you can see it though. It's hard, man. It's hard. I remember when we played Spurs and we were down to, I think we ended up being down to 9 men, and Matip sticks out a leg and it was an own goal. That was the winner last season. Yeah. You could just see it was a tired leg. Matip was on for all the other 91 minutes, and then in the 92nd, 93rd minute, it was a tired looking, stick your leg out, and it was an own goal. And that's what happened to them. You could see the block on Trent. Trent plays it across, it blocks and comes straight back to him, because it was a tired kind of like, ugh. And Trent said, well, good, get it back. And Nunes was on the spot. From there, then they got pressed for the next goal, and it was, all right, we win it back quickly in a counter attack. Salah to Chiesa. Chiesa opens it up. And again, all the men on the run, and you could see Brentford legs looking heavy now, while ours were buoyed by the goal. So I'll repeat what Thomas Frank said. He played City, he's played Arsenal, and he's played us.
You did say this, I was going to get to that.
Yeah.
He said, we just played City, Arsenal, and now Liverpool in a short amount of time. For me, Liverpool are a level above the two teams. They're complete. It's the best team in the Premier League and the world. So high praise, because he can't stand us, Thomas Frank. He hates losing to us with a passion. He really, when I was, he was see. Go check, for anyone that don't know, go check Thomas Frank's comments after losing to Manchester United. Seething, big man. Which I get. I understand. I understand losing to us. I get it. Like without doubt. Like I'd be seething as well, but your team should do better. But that is high praise for you lot. And yeah, you lot back in gear. And you mentioned there, Pop, so we'll go to it. Trent. I thought he played well in the game. So your thoughts on Trent, not just in this game, but recently as well. The criticism he received.
I'll start with the 90 minutes, because even in this game there was a couple of moments where Barnes was getting off on him, and I actually rewatched the game and I like to rewatch the game to look at certain things. Outside of, there was an error he actually made where he gave up possession, then he turned around and ran back and won it back in the defensive, and I said, look at this, see this is exactly what we're talking about. Just do this. There was a hunger to defend in the team with Szoboszlai as well, and you could see the legs going in the opposite direction, which was something that, for me, I felt we've missed in probably 4 or 5 games in recent time, including against you and who else have we played? Fulham. In the draws, to me, it was a little different. But everybody becomes a body language expert on Trent and says this and says that. And you know what's funny? I haven't heard a word this weekend. Not one word. There was no, Trent looked like this or he did that. And because Trent was one of the players dragging us up the pitch in the last 15 minutes. If you watch it, he was calling for it from Ali, He made several runs through the middle part, played a 1-2 with Gravenberch, spread one wide left. He was driving the team at a point in time. And a lot of people are not going to say anything about it because we all know it is the agenda. So it don't fit the agenda now because that's a performance of a man that looks like he wants to stay, but no one wants to say that. I'm not saying it, but he played like somebody who was playing as opposed to, he's gone to Madrid already. Because that's what the narrative was after the United game or during the United game. Yeah, he's already gone. Sub him, get him off, sell him, get rid of him. But none of that. No, you've heard nothing this weekend. Nothing. And to me, he was one of the best players on the pitch. He was.
First?
I'm going to have to agree.
Yeah, because Pops mentioned you was going off about something that he did in the game. But yeah, thoughts on Trent's performance?
No, great, good performance from Trent. That's all I ask is for effort coming from him, right? On both ends of the pitch, not just on one side of the pitch. Yeah, the part that I went off is there was one part that he did not track back and he was coasting and it went down Ebu's side and we were behind the 8 ball to say, but we snuffed it out and got back the ball. But outside of that, I have no issues on how Trent played. Trent did good. Pops is right. He did lose the ball and he sprinted back and won it back in our box from the player. And that's all I've been saying is that show effort. You have to do that every single game. I don't want you to be switch off at all. Just play hard. That's all I ask. Play hard. You don't play hard, I can roast you. I can be on your case because rightfully I should be. That's all we do. You're professional. You've got to show effort. Especially for every game, but especially against your rivals. That is what flew my head off is because it was against Man U and he's a Scouser, so he should have stood up in that game. But yeah, Trent did extremely well. He got the good, nice assist for the goal. He could have had a few assists in this game, but like Pop said, right, you got to give Brentford credit, man. They defended very, very, very well, and they cut everything out. They shrunk the pitch. We had the players out wide. They had compact on the inside, and there was no space to get the ball anywhere. Any team would have struggled with how they were set up in that game. But hey, kudos to Trent, kudos to Nunes, kudos to Harvey Elliott. The subs, Mr. Locke did the best thing is that his subs impacted the game. Harvey, Chiesa, Nunes impacted the game and got us that 2-0 win, along with Trent as well. But I have to give kudos as well to Ibu and Verge. The two of them was immense in the center-back position. Ibu was back to Ibu. He still had on his Stone Cold knee brace, but he was there. He was bossing it. Big Alice. He was bossing it as usual, like how he was before he got taken down by that fake Bruno Mars from Real Madrid. But yeah, kudos to them. Tsimikas had a so-so game. Wasn't the greatest, but he did a job. Robbo came in, did a job. Gravenberch did his thing. McAllister did his thing. But like we said a few weeks about when we were talking here, Szoboszlai we missed in those particular games when he was out with sickness. You could see how much of an impact he makes on the team with how much running he does. And in this particular game, Flawless, he took shots at goal and some good ones too. He hit one real nice one that hit off the bar and went out. Could have scored if it would have dipped a little bit more. And that's what we want to see. In my opinion, I don't think we take enough shots from outside the box to test keepers, in my opinion. I think we look to get too many in the box. And you know what I need Liverpool to do now? I need Liverpool to go to Arsenal because them is such a loser of a club and just scoop up that set-piece coach from Arsenal and bring him to Liverpool because our set-pieces are atrocious. Bro, they're atrocious. He actually got them make good set pieces, but we can't get a set piece goal. It is bad. Pot's shaking his head, but we need some help there because we can't get nothing.
Are you with that, Pops? Go get the set piece coach from Arsenal.
Nah, he got a mural and stuff. No, I just teasing. I want the boy for Arsenal. Arsenal's a loser squad. Boy.
Damn.
Loser squad.
Damn.
Honestly, right, that whole set piece thing is doing my head in, man. It's pissing.
Yeah. I just do that a wind up, Pops. You know how it goes. Man. But listen, when you saw
in that little box, man. blasted men getting up and pointing. Shut up. He's trained all week. No, he's trained all week, Flawless. You and Barnes, we going to training every day of the week, and the man is drilling it in. Here's what we do on the corner. Do this. You put one man puts his hand up in the air. I good as an outswing and as an inswinger. Do this. Why he got to come out front now and not? Stop it, man. Just stop. Deliver. Last week when Costas came on and it was Jota, deliver, receive, bang bang, ball in. Jota scores a header. There wasn't a set piece coach telling them what to do. A substitution was made. A corner came along. It's on his left foot. He said, all right, this is what I need to do. Beat the first man. And he did. That's all you need to do with it. Beat the first man. Then you got a chance. It's a 50-50 chance in the box after that. I ain't buying into all this set piece nonsense. Come on, man.
Yeah.
People were scoring headers. Defenders were scoring goals for 30 years in the Premier League. And you never heard anybody say, here's John Brown. He's this great set piece coach at Stoke or West Brom or whoever. You know what I mean? Because that's what we used to do. We used to disrespect teams and say, well, only these teams at the bottom can score a set piece. Because we are so pretty, we don't need to score from a set piece, apparently. Now Arsenal doing it become a big thing. I couldn't stand the guy, what's his name? Is Tinsdale at Newcastle. Sort of like the assistant coach.
Yeah.
Okay. Go on,
that's always next. He's always next to Eddie Howe. And I'm like, my man, just relax, man. Or go and get another job. If you wanted to lead, go and get your own team. Let Eddie Howe do this stuff. Why you always up there? And now the set piece thing, just relax it, man. No one cares. Flawless, who's the set piece coach when you won the treble? Did you have one? You don't know and you don't care.
I don't care. I have no idea.
Let's say you did. You don't care. You don't care. Just care.
Arsenal care because the man got a mural on the wall, pops.
Aston Villa got one too. Aston Villa got one and he's be active too. Oh, there's the Aston Villa set piece coach. He got long hair and you see him up. And I think, just calm down, man. Come on, man. Just calm down, man.
All these players for Arsenal got murals on the wall, but they're legends and nowhere on the wall.
Havertz and the dog got one. You know what I'm saying? Havertz and his dog got one. He's crazy.
Havertz and his dog got a mural, but yet you don't have Vieira and none of them on murals on the wall.
There's very few of their legends. There's only a few. I think it's like Ian Wright and Kevin Campbell got one. Like a couple others. That's it. But like Vieira, I don't think Vieira like
no Bergkamp, nothing.
Bergkamp,
leave that.
Nothing. Youngberg, Tony Adams, nothing. Dixon, Winterburn, none of them, man. Adams, no.
The big bad back four.
Come on, don't think any of them.
1-0 to the Arsenal, that come from them, man. That come from them. 1-0 to the Arsenal, come from the big bad back four. Come on, man.
That is crazy. That's crazy. But it just shows the mentality of that team, though. Weak-minded, just like the manager.
We'll get to Arsenal. Before we continue, hey, you lot, there's over 150 people here, only at 29 likes. Let's run up these likes. Hey, mods, regulars, get everyone hitting that like button. I know you lot can hear me. Like check 1 2 1 2. Like check 1 2 1 2. Run up these damn likes. Let's get us up to 80 likes. Hit the subscribe button on the channel as well. Roll to 14K. And also make sure you subscribe to Beijing Reds TV, where the link is in the title. Continue to get your questions in. I'll start the best questions. Of course, if you want to make sure we get to your question, super chat people as well. Warrior J says, is there anything in Liverpool's game recently that needs to improve? And he put needs in capital letters.
Yeah, there's lots. But set pieces for one, scoring goals off of them. We had how many corners, Pops? 16 corners, something like that.
Someone said in the chat 15.
It was crazy. We had like 15 or 16 corners, flawless, and none of them was any threat to Brentford. None. I can't think of one that was a threat. That was crazy. We couldn't even get a header at goal. I don't even think we had a header at goal.
Ibu had one that was at goal but went over top. Verge had one that went wide. McAllister had one that he flicked near post.
Yeah, that he said in the near post.
Yeah, he said that in the near post. The majority of them was just gobbled up by Brentford, to be honest. Yeah, but that's not the worst one, though, Barnes. It's 37 attempts on goal. 37 attempts on goal for a 2-0 win now, though.
Yeah.
Again, credit to the defenders because a lot of the attempts on goal were blocked by the defender. So it wasn't necessarily that the keeper was busy either, because I think we had 7 or 8 on target, which is one and like 20%. We can't be at 20%. You can't have nearly 40 shots and 8 of them, only 8 of them on target.
Shots, 8 on target from 37.
Yeah. That's like 20%. 1 in 5 to score 2 goals. You can't. No. I still trying to figure out what Gakpo was trying to do when he went wrong. I don't even know what he was doing, to be honest.
Yeah, that one was criminal.
And Lucho too. When Lucho got Ibo gave him a brilliant ball over the top, and to me it looked like he was thinking about doing a bicycle, and then he decided he can try some sort of headed flick thing, and nothing really came of it. Those are 2 legitimate opportunities that we should have just had that game in hand at that point in time, to be honest. But that's the flawless one things that I've said, and a lot of people probably might not agree with me, but the red arrows were not clinical. And people say, what do you mean Salah, Bobby, and Mane were not clinical? No, because if they were, they would have scored probably 100 a season. Salah's 44 could have been 65. Serious.
Yeah, he doesn't miss chances. He doesn't miss
serious. And if he is the one that you're looking at for the Golden Boot, he doesn't score. He's not a 1 in 2. He's more like a 1 in 4. Jota's probably a 1 in 2 to 3. Everybody else is worse than that. Yeah. And that's the issue. So it's volume. You got to create volume because it
so much for them to score.
Yes. Yeah. And that's something that we've been good at. And even this season, that number's dropped, but we've been good enough to get it. So again, Salah's been getting his, Jota's been getting his, Gakpo and Lucho each had their moment where they picked it up. Now, you had a little lull in the last couple of games, and Núñez came in and did his, and that's exactly what you need. That's why you need 6 up front. You need options where you can say, you know what? Yeah, today is just not yours. Because every day ain't eating day for the strikers. Let me be honest. No one scores in every match. Agreed. So you need the options off the bench.
In this match, our front 3 was absolutely horrendous though, all game. Gakpo, Lucho, and Salah. They were all bad. And the false line for me, for Diaz playing right now, is not working. We need to have an out-and-out 9. Pops and myself were calling for Núñez to start this game because we thought that he would have caused a bit of problems. But yeah, Diaz played again, and he was ineffective, to be honest. And yeah, I'm not liking the false 9 thing. I think it don't work anymore for us, at least.
No, that's fair. That's fair enough. And big up to Zane, man. Good to see you in the chat. Shout out to my guy Zane Miyasi, OG, man. He's been supporting from what day. He said Spurs are United in a relegation battle. How's that title charge going that you promised me, man? You said Arsenal are winning the league, Zane. You told me this year. You said it last year. You said it the year before that. You said it the year before that. I got a feeling you lying to me, Zane. And we supposed to be boys. I thought we were good brethren, man. I thought we were good brethren. We talk on a regular basis. But I hope you're blessed, Zane, man. But shout out to Zane every single time, and I appreciate the super chat as well, man. Big up to Zane. Been probably for a long, long time as well. And you mentioned that there, Barnes, about Liverpool's front 3 being atrocious in that game. As Salah's recent form concerned you? Because I seen a stat, I think it was something like in the last 3 league games, he's not completed the dribble. Obviously, heavy is the head that wears the crown, and him being in the form that he was in before these last 3 games, criticism is always going to be leveled at him when he has a drop-off. So is his form concerning? What do you think it's down to, or do you think it's a blip and he just turns it around?
Nah, I'm not concerned about it. He's had 3 bad games. To be fair, all 3 teams played a low block against us, and he struggled big time. Every single one of them played one, and he struggled. And Salah has always struggled with a low block. He doesn't seem to do well when it comes to a low block. When the game is free-flowing, Salah is at his best. But am I concerned? No, because we got Ipswich next, and I expect a beat down like no other on Ipswich. See what City do with them? Yeah. I want Liverpool got to do the exact same thing to them when we play them next weekend. Simple. But we got Champions League first in the middle of the week, so we got to deal with that, get over that, and then come weekend, deal with what we got to do with Ipswich. But Salah has this for flawless. I mean, every season he would be missing 1 or 2 or 3 games. But you know how Salah is. He gets his when he's ready. Is he in bad form? No. His team's playing really good defensively and negating what he does. Yes, I have to give them a credit. When you play a low block, it's tough. When you got 2 players, 3 players collapsing on you on your wing, what are you really going to do? And Salah is not the best with the ball at his feet. He doesn't have the techers to go and take out 2-3 man with dribbles. He's a kick and run type of player, and he's used his speed and that for his advantage. He's not good in the close quarters, so you got to give the other teams credit. But yeah, it's 3 poor games in Salah, but I expect him to turn around, to be honest. I'm not too worried.
That's fair. Before I get Pops' response to that, big up Zane for another super chat. Big up to you, Zane. He says, once we get a striker, we are set. You told me Kai Havertz is the guy, man. You told me you got Raheem Sterling, you got Martinelli, Havertz, Jesus, Odegaard, Bukayo Saka. Zane, I got a good memory with these things. You were telling me about your attack and how you were going to do this, that, and the third at the start of the season. And during the season, said you were him. Now it's once we get a striker. What striker do you want, Zane? Who's the savior? And then what happens? 2 questions. Who's the striker you want? And when you sign him, what happens to Kai Havertz? That's what I want to know, Zane.
You want me to tell you who the striker can be?
Yeah, go on. Who's the striker, Bonds? You tell me. Who you think the striker's going to be?
Zubermendi.
You reckon you're going to play Zubermendi up top? You're going to play Zubermendi up top.
They're going to go sign another defensive player, bro. I thought don't sign strikers, bro. He don't sign forward players.
He don't. He needs more. But in defense, I seen it. He mentioned, what did he say after the game? Oh yeah, look at the bench and it's a problem. And I was like, I agree. I don't think he's had enough money to spend to fix the bench, to be honest. But here we are, man. Arsenal, you need to back your manager, man. He needs more money to fix the bench.
So 800 million is not enough.
Nah, 700. Clearly, it's not. Word to Kendrick Lamar, it's not enough. That's what he said. He said the bench is a problem. So clearly, the 700 M's is a problem. And as the gal told me, they've only spent like 40 million on their attack because they signed Havertz as a midfielder. So, you know, even though he now plays striker.
He's right. Yeah. Technically.
He is.
He was signed as a midfielder.
He was signed as a midfielder, and that was a bad idea. But, you know, we just bypassed the fact that it was a bad idea to sign him as a midfielder or striker at all, you know. But I seen a thing today saying, what was it? Chelsea's front three in 22-23 scored 38 league goals, and Arsenal said, yeah, we're going to go sign 2 out of 3 of them in Sterling and Havertz. And then now you wonder why you're struggling to score goals, you know. But hey, that's their problem. Oh, it's Osherman, the Nigerian Henry, Zane. I hear it, man. I hear it, Zane. So Osherman in to Arsenal. So Osherman, well, Saka won't be there. So Osherman, Martinelli, Sterling, we saying? Is that what we saying? Trossard, Zane? All right, let's take you to the title. Big up, Zane. But yeah, Pops, to you, Salah, in his recent poor form in the past few games.
Yeah. At the beginning of the season, I said I wanted 6. And the reason for 6 is you got 2 in every spot. And you can switch and swap. Chiesa hasn't been able to get on the pitch yet. Saw him against Accrington Stanley, and he looked like he was still struggling for fitness. Big up Chris Angel, our brother on the channel. He said to me February. I said, I need him in January. So maybe Mr. Locke is thinking like me and saying January is the time that you got all the games, Cup games, FA Cup, League Cup. This is the time that you get players are on the move because they got more minutes to spread around. He's had a couple, but ideally he would have been giving Salah some more time off the pitch by now, and he hasn't. Now that's not the excuse Salah's form, but the other thing is I don't expect Salah to beat 3 or 4 players now.
Yeah,
I want Salah to collect it out wide, dip back in on our left foot, play a 1-2, play a through ball, much like he did for Gakpo, down for Diaz, dip inside, curl it top bins. That's all I can for. I'm not interested in if he dribbles anybody ever this season. That's me. Other people will be like, yeah, cook him, Salah. I ain't interested in cooking, pass it, they try and get it back. You gonna cook him? 1-2, and you left the same man. People tell you cook. He's like, see over your left shoulder, the ball in front of you. Curl it top bins now. No, that's me. See, I'm very simple in the way I play football. You don't have to dribble every single time. But I got some people that like that. They like Lucho because Lucho want to dribble everybody all the time.
Yeah, man.
But if you look at look at Lucho's output and look at Salah's output, and you ask yourself, why? You expending too much energy doing all that, dribbling.
I think he's doing too much
this evening. Too much, yeah. Lucho does too much for me. Too much of the dribbling. A 1-2 does the same thing flawless. 1-2. Defender dead. Dead.
If you don't track it, you right. If you don't.
Yeah.
So
yes,
that's just your preference in regards to your wide player.
The nutmeg looks better. Oh, yeah. Looks good when you could do a meme and send it to the shop and you went to buy some sweets or whatever it is you want. Yeah, see how you laughing? That's the modern world here. See that's it there. Like, meme city now. you can wreck Pedro Porro for the dribble that
he did though, man. Man, man look like Woody from Toy Story. Yo, man, what first I did was nasty, yo. That was nasty work, yo. That he did. I can't remember who said it. Someone said it, like Woody from Toy Story. I was dying. I was like, he did.
That's the modern world. Everybody want to laugh at everybody, so that's what we want to do. Dribbling man up, twist his spine. Salah set the butcher. Wait, we made the butcher a vegan when he killed.
When
man,
he turned the other way, and he was like the ball.
Exactly. So everybody wants that. I don't need that every game. 1-2, you go and leave your mind. He's saying, hey. The man still has his pride and his family's okay, and you've scored the goal. It's all good. Everybody can live.
You know what? First, you know what I'm saying? Naturally, the thing is, it was a bad boy dribble because of the response it got. And Porro, I understand why he pretended to be injured. If someone did that to me, I would have done the same thing.
I want a stretcher. I ain't even pretending. I staying on the ground till the stretcher comes.
You say stretcher.
Bring the stretcher. Yeah, stretcher me off, man.
Listen, that might be worse because the Man City put you in the intensive.
I ain't got the problem with that. The man break my hip, take me off the pitch on the stretcher. I ain't coming back out. Nope.
Because if you play football, you've been cooked. Like I've been cooked playing ball. Rarely, not like that. There's a couple times where I've been cooked and I'm like, oh yeah, I've been done in it 110%. Like there's a couple times I'm like, I'm glad it wasn't filmed, but never like that. You know what I'm saying? I've never hit the deck. You know what I'm saying? I've done it where I skill and I'm like, that's just an outrageous piece of skill you've done me there. But like that one was bad. And I say it was in front of millions, yo. Yeah, Warrior J, someone said Woody from Toy Story, man. Like for those you should have watched Toy Story anyway. Most people probably would have watched it. But yeah, classic. But yeah, hilarious. And big up to Hassan in the cut as well. So you just like, 1-2 and get the ball. You think Diaz is doing too much extras.
Yeah.
Now again, that's not me saying so. People say football's become robotic, so the number 10 is dead and there's no Mavericks anymore. And you say, well, if you are a Maverick, then be one, but not every single time. Zidane didn't dribble every time. Sometimes you see Zidane look and say, you know what? This is what I can do. I can just touch it and pass it. And two men rushed on and he just did a little flick. Dead. Two of them dead. Ball going to somebody else. And he's saying to yourself, Jesus. And it's the same. The response is exactly the same. Jesus. And all he did was just flick it. Two men would come in. He said, look, we got to get Zidane quick. And he, because of the IQ, said, measure the angles. Yeah, everything's set. Yeah, but gone.
You saying everyone trying to put everyone on a highlight reel. That's what everyone's trying to do. Everyone trying to get a highlight reel.
Sometimes. Gravenberch beat 4 players today, and all he did was this. Look. Drop that shoulder.
Gravenberch is cold at that. Yeah, he's cold.
That's it. I just call it the Thiago. I just call it the Thiago. I love it. The little Thiago shibby. Boom, boom, and gone. 4 players dead. Well, so it isn't always the extra that you need. Minimal sometimes you're going clear.
It is. And Chindu, it was Jacob who said it. Shout out to Jacob. I forgot who said it it was on the United Spurs show. Shout out to Jacob because I know he's going through it after today. I know, like as bad as it is for Manchester United, we'll get to. Spurs fans are going through it. I think Jacob, someone correct me if I'm wrong. I swear someone said Jacob turned Ange out today and expressions like, his head was on.
There's a lot of them. I saw clips today with Deji. Deji literally put out 12-song remix on his watch alone at the end to some hard tunes. When I tell you hard tunes, some wicked ones, man. The man do, I'm slipping, I'm falling, I can't get up. I'm slipping, I'm falling. I was like about third game, man.
Peak for them. 3-0 down to Everton is nasty work.
Everton.
Yeah, it is.
That is Everton. Notorious non-goal scorers.
DCL.
You got Calvert-Lewin dropping shoulders, man.
Moisey's back. DCL's back. The boys are back in tow, man. Jeez. No, but at 1-0, right? At 1-0, Son missed a chance that you would generally say, yeah, he put the keys on Son. He holds keys on the table, Son will score for that position. Dead center. Either side of the keeper and score, and he misses. And you say to yourself, that's one in turning points in a game. You know, that's a moment where 1-1 changes everything. Turn around is 2-0. And you uphill from 2-0. Now you climbing that hill. It's hard for you to climb the hill. Hard, man. Trust me. And Everton are poor still. They're still a poor side because you still got it back to 3-2.
Well, they did.
Still a
and
poor
even
side.
Then, I half had it on with the United game. The crowd was on their case. The Goodison, the home fans, when he went.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because you're down there for a reason, Flawless. Much like you, when you're down there, you know it is. You see victory, and then all of a sudden you say to yourself, these men are about to snatch defeat out of the jaws of victory. What are we doing here? We up 3-0. We should be singing and dancing, not biting your fingernails at 3-2 saying, bloody whistle, ref, bloody whistle. And that's what it became.
Nah, it did 110%. It did. Without doubt. And big up to everyone that's locked in as well, man. Is saying Abdul saying football IQ is Diaz's main problem. You might agree with that.
That's a little harsh to me.
Agreed.
That's a little harsh to me. I think he's been asked to do something that he can do, as in playing in the false line. But again, it's horses for courses. When you're playing against a low block, sometimes you need different looks. So when we looked, there was a point in time that he ended up being the wide man and cutting it back into the box, and Gakpo had to come from wide left to be sort of the central figure to meet a header. And you're saying to yourself, well, that's the number 9 right there. That's Darwin Núñez. That should be dead center there as a big player looking for that header that coming back into the box, not Gakpo coming in. We've seen him in games play well. He's had a hat trick from that 9 position. So I can't say that internationally again. He's revered for Colombia.
He balled out in Copa America. I watched.
He's revered for Colombia. Yeah. So I don't think to say that his IQ is low. It's a sure really with that. But again, when players have good games, people just go to 100, and when they have bad games, just go to 0. So it's this sort of extreme pendulum swing as opposed to just saying, well, he had a bad game. Because a couple better touches and he scores 1, 2, maybe 3 times in the game.
Yeah, I just think his decisioning could be better at times. Sometimes he holds on to the ball a little too long and tries to dribble too much rather than release the ball and move in and then collect it back if he has to. Like as Pop said, right, 1-2s. Some days he will hold and then he would get collapsed, 2-3 players on him and he lose possession. So his decisioning, I think, sometimes could be better. But from a footballing IQ and playing ability, Diaz got text, man. He got text. He's maybe not the most efficient scorer, or he doesn't get a lot of GA, which is what everybody looks at. But he impacts the game on many different occasions and doing other things. And he actually plays defensively as well. He tracks back and wins back the ball, and he plays deep. But some of his decisions could be better, in my opinion.
Let's see Sarah saying in the chat. Decision making needs to improve in the final third. 100%. 100%. 100.
Yeah, because he said
it's pass when you should shoot and it's shoot when you should pass. That's what happens all too often.
He said Liverpool created 69 big chances but only scored 50 goals. We are creating chances but our attacking decisions making need to improve. I hear you on that side, because that's something that both Pops and Barnes mentioned as well. Before we continue, hey, run up these likes, man. There's still over 130 of you lot in here. These likes ain't liking. Get us up to 80 likes, people. Run up the likes on the video. Run up the likes. Continue to get your questions in. Subscribe to Beijing Reds TV. Obviously, keep your questions United or Liverpool related. From my perspective, preferably Liverpool related, but we'll get to United in a second. Subscribe to Beijing Reds TV. Link is in the title, people. And make sure you subscribe to Sarcasm City TV as well.
You're trying to get away, right?
Speaking about decision making, Flawless.
Hey, again, I said it in my match reaction. Thank you for the lovely segue. Individual errors again cost us. I'm fed up. That's where I'm at with it. Basic individual. And Warrior J, thanks. I get to what Amorim said. Individual errors and too much results-based analysis. I said it on the Q&A. I'll say it here. I'm more critical and crashed on the manager for a game we won 3-1 than a game we lost 3-1. I put the performance against Southampton was mainly on Amorim because he got the lineup completely wrong. You know what you're getting when you play certain players. And yes, we won the game. However, we should not be going life and death with Southampton, who are a championship side. They will get relegated. They might actually be the worst. They could go down with the worst ever points.
Team in the Prem.
They could. They've won one game all season. I believe they're winless away from home. Everybody is packing up Southampton this season. Literally everybody. And they come to our place and we go life or death. And players normally I'd go, I should be in the dugout. And the Manchester United players should be able to bypass Southampton. But these players have shown us time and time again that they cannot be trusted. You need an adult in the room. That's what it's like with Manchester United. It's just like leaving your kids to run riot and then you come back and your house is burnt down and you're like, I can't believe this. Or your TV's broken or someone's crying or a console's broken or whatever the case may be. You need an adult in the room. And guess what? Amorim didn't do that against Southampton, but today he did. He did things I wanted him to do. He dropped Martinez, who has been piss poor. He dropped Højlund, who has also been piss poor. Played Xerxes, who has been having good cameos and was one of the few shining lights again today. But the reason why I'm not crashing on him for today is because it's individual errors and it's basic. If Brighton were flying because Brighton are a better side than us. So if Brighton play at 10 out of 10, they beat us. I can accept that to an extent. But Brighton had 3 shots on target. We had 1. So the only shots on target in the entire game was all the goals. And if someone said, I keep saying this before the game, if someone would have said to me, hey, you know what, Flawless? Brighton are only going to have 3 shots on target in this game. I go, we'll have a great chance. But we gifted them goals. Like we've been gifting goals. Surprisingly, not from set pieces is the only surprise. The first goal, people will say Maguire should step up. I put it on Mazraoui. You see Matoma making the run. Track Matoma. Basics. Pop said this on the watch along, and it was in the United Liverpool game when Højlund didn't track someone. And I said Højlund shouldn't be there, but he's like, you deal with it and then shout at whoever later. So Mazraoui should track Matoma, and if Maguire's not doing what he's supposed to, then you do. And Mazraoui has been a good player for us, been our best player, been consistent, very experienced, been in that situation so many times. Basics. That's not on the manager. Second goal, multiple mistakes. Agate presses, the press gets beat. That's cool. De Ligt should step out. I keep stating this. There's the benefit to having 3 at the back. If a centre back steps out, you still have 2 centre backs behind. Where if it's a traditional back 4, if one of your centre backs steps out, that space is much more likely to be exploited. And I said it on the watch along. I'm saying, hey, De Ligt, step. There was no one near him. There's no one making a run. Everybody else has got a man. Like Yoro had his man. Mazraoui did at that point. Maguire did at this point. Step out, make a foul. Doesn't. Then the ball goes out to Minty. People can say the lotion let him cut in on his left foot. Maybe not. But the lotion be playing. That is on the manager. Onana, come collect the ball. Look at the cross people. It's floated. It's not at pace.
Listen, I can stop you there.
Yeah,
listen,
go on.
all those men that you talk about is yes. But the end result is that fraud of a goalkeeper you have. All 2 of them 2 last goals squarely on him. Because as you said, that's a floating cross. Grab that. That's when they got on Kelleher against Newcastle. Ball coming over your head, grab that out of the ear. Do not wait and see if somebody sneaking in behind you to sneak in the ball. Happened in Newcastle, happened here to Matoma behind him. Go up and snatch that ball out the air, and that goal don't score. Third goal, how do you not stop a low cross? You got butterfingers. Did he put mellow cream on his gloves that he can't hold on to a ball? They just slippage. What happened? He's slipping, he falling, he can't get up. Is that what it is?
Yeah, we slipped to the fall, and with that second goal to continue, watch it because before I did my match reaction, people, I watched it again. I was like, am I being too harsh with the cross because it happened so fast in regards to the second goal? Or you watch Onana take a step forward and then take a step back, commit. Because then I looked, I'm like, if a striker was running in and he doesn't want to come out for it, I get that because you see that happen all the time where a cross in swings and a goalkeeper stays because the striker is running onto it or an attacking player. There's no one in front of you. You have the clear sight. And then also, Maserati is also at fault. Because I've seen you defend this. Because your back post defended is normally very good. Whether you're playing right-sided centre-back or right wing-back. But here what I'm saying, people, is basics. If the cross was fizzed in by Minty, I hold my hands up and say, you know what? Phenomenal cross. The goal we conceded, I keep referencing it. The goal we conceded at Forest, to Forest at home, the third goal, the wood header. I think Gibbs White crossed it in. Phenomenal cross. Should we have defended it better? Yeah. Should Euro do better? Yes. But it's a phenomenal cross. The header from Chris Wood, quality header. Martinez should do better at but I am much more accepting of that because it's pieces of quality from the opposition. The cross from Gibbs White is great. The header from Chris Wood is great. Whereas today, the second goal that I just mentioned, I've seen Maserati. The thing is, the next game we play, if Maserati plays, I'll watch him defend that. So it's a bad day at the office for him. And then the third goal, like Barnes said, that just sums up Onana's reign at Manchester United. If you want one thing to just sum up his entire run while he's been here, is that moment. Because you shouldn't make that mistake. As poor as I think you are, you shouldn't make that mistake. That's basics. There's no one around you. Come and catch the ball. And this is why when he has a good run, which he's had this season, where we'll have 3, 4, 5 games where he's played well and he's played consistent. I'm like, carry on. Because consistency is key. And that's why I crash on. Bruno's a prime example. I have people telling me, oh, why you apologize to Bruno after he played well against Liverpool and Arsenal? Finally a Big Six away game. He's only been here 5-6 years that he's actually played well away from home. It's about fucking time that he's played well. But I gave him his credit. Now carry on. Southampton. Shocking he was against Southampton. Created nothing. Piss poor Southampton have conceded however many goals. Today again, whatless. You know what I'm saying? Abysmal. Did nothing. Did absolutely nothing. And that's just Bruno. And again, consistency is key. But that's why I don't crash it on the manager for today so much, or yesterday technically now. It's because them errors I'm mentioning in these 3 goals are all basics. It's all basics. There's nothing spectacular has been done by anything. Apart from the step to beat Agate for the press, that is it. There's nothing. The ball over the top to Matoma is not a fantastic ball. He just floated the ball over the top and Maserati's not tracked it. The second one, the ball from the Brighton player into Minty is not exceptional. The cross is not exceptional. The run from Matoma is not exceptional. The low cross that Onana spilled is a shocking cross. So there's nothing acceptable, nothing exceptional, and you might have conceded 3 goals from 3 moments. If you pause them 3 moments at all different times, and someone says there'll be a goal from these instances, you're saying no chance. Freeze frame them people at all points. Freeze frame when the Brighton player has the ball who plays it over the top to Matoma. There's no way you see that moment and someone goes within 2 passes or 3 passes, or 2 passes, 3 touches, there's going to be a goal. Same way when my man picks up the ball on the halfway line and goes past Agate. From that moment on, if you freeze frame that and look where everybody is, there shouldn't be a goal. Once he even goes into Minte, Maserati can see Matoma. Onana has got a clear as day. Again, what we talking about, same with the low cross, free frame when the cross is going into the box. The way even a Brighton player close, I think it was Delit who was close. But again, individual errors. But the manager's not blameless and he needs to get it right in regards to dropping players. That's it. And he's done that with Martinez. He did it with Hoyland, but the low got to stop and people now opening their eyes to what Ineos are. Ineos are not backing him. Ineos are rubbish. They've been rubbish since the start, people. Just that you lot needed to see it. You lot needed evidence first hand. Like I said, when they didn't sack 10, scratch that. When they did a deal with the Glazers, that should have told you all you need to know. How you Manchester United through and through, and everyone knows how badly they've ran Manchester United. It's the one thing, no pun intended, United fans are United. Is that the Glazers are rubbish. I don't know any Manchester United fan anywhere across the globe who said, yeah, I'm Glazers in. They're fantastic for the football club. And they did a deal to keep them. And then they compound that by then the whole Ten Hag situation. And the reason why we're in this situation, Amorim's having to deal with these players, is because they didn't do what they needed to do in the summer. I keep saying this. There's a difference between mistakes and monumental fuck-ups. And they fall in the latter too many times. Too many times. Even the piss-poor attempt at replacing Ten. Tuchel was their idea, which would have been horrendous. That's the fact that that's a Glazer appointment. And if the Glazers did that, we would have absolutely cursed them out. And then they couldn't do a deal with Tuchel, had no one else to back up, and then went back to Ten Hag. And then had ample opportunity, literally 3 international breaks. You got 3. Normally, there isn't that many international breaks. They had 3 separate occasions to sack him at perfect opportunities. And even in between all that, had this big meeting, still didn't sack him. Villa game, still didn't sack him. And people accepted this. You know why? Because Ineos is just new. Because if the Glazers did that, we would have wanted to burn Old Trafford down to the ground if they made those decisions. But because now it's the 20th of January and no players are coming in. Granted, love the players that are leaving. Love that. Because someone asked me, would you bring Rashford back into the squad? Absolutely not. No. He's a major reason as to why we are where we are. He's a major issue and needs to be gone, as are many other players, not solely him. So yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on the game. Pops, Barnes, you lot. Go ahead. If you got any questions for me, feel free.
All I know is that you lucky that you beat Southampton. Because you remember when Pops right? I was like, these men are bottle it with Southampton. And I could just feel the blood going through my veins, just bubbling. And I'm like, these men are send me now to the stratosphere now and got me peed off for the rest of the day up until the weekend. And then I have to tear it just flawless because this team is absolute rubbish. But hey, Ahmad bailed you out 3 goals, huh?
Saved Ruben from embarrassment. He did. Saved him.
Southampton. And you guys didn't score to what? The first goal was what? The 87th, 88th minute? Something like that?
Yeah, something late like that. Yeah, it was like 86.
That is not good. Your team is in trouble, dude.
Absolutely.
Trouble. Don't. Hey, you keep doing this, everything can pass you in the standings, huh?
If they play Spurs every week, yeah, you know what I'm saying. If you play Spurs and give them every score 3 goals.
Hey, they drew City, they drew Arsenal. Remember that? They held City to a draw, they held Arsenal to a draw. They beat Spurs.
And we did all of that apart from the Spurs one. You know what I'm saying? We beat City, just knocked Arsenal out. And that's why the Southampton game, that's another thing as well. The people were confident going into the Southampton game. What did I say? 1-0? Why are you saying 1-0 flawless? Why are you not confident? People act like they don't know these players. We've watched these players. You know that we literally beat City and then lost the next 3. So why is it incapable that we draw against Liverpool, knock out Arsenal the FA Cup, and then struggle against Southampton? I don't know why that was but people was gassed up. And then the game happened and it was like, yeah, I couldn't even celebrate Ahmad's hat-trick properly. I'm still fuming about that. That pissed me off more than today, to be honest. And we won that game. Just because of how tough we made it. And yeah, the Brighton game is like, it's like I'm big up to Rasta Crab in the chat as well. That's just what it is. We might just, that's just what it is. And Amorim got to get it right. You got to start managing better. Players have to start getting dropped. Does he need to be backed? Yes. Are Ineos going to sign anyone? No. So why is all this, Ineos are cooking and Ineos are doing this, that, and the third? Now that's all disappeared. It's the 20th of January, signed nobody. Sorry.
I heard Saeed said he getting rid of everyone except Ahmad. You want everybody gone. Right. Everybody. So you're talking about fire sale. Whole squad. Just dump them in the bin. That's it.
Been saying that. That's why I don't mind the mass exodus. My problem is the incomings. That there's nothing. Outgoing's fantastic. Rashford could leave. Garnacho could leave. Anthony just got a loan deal. There's talks of who else. Malacia might leave. I'm cool with players leaving. There's no problem with that, but you have to have incomings.
Bruno, I think he's one of your big problems too, is Bruno Fernandes.
Huge problem, and the manager keeps playing him. That's on the manager. You continue to play him. This is what's going to happen. He has his uses at certain points. But when you're trying to dominate and away at Liverpool, when you're not going to be with the ball, or away at Arsenal, cool, because he can run around. Let him go out there, word to my guy Eddie, and run laps. That's the one thing he can do. Go up there and run up and down. But when you actually have to get on the ball and make things tick and there's some pressure and receive the ball on the half, he can't do that. No athleticism, no agility, no nothing, no physical attributes. Yeah, and then when you have no physical attributes, you have to be, if you are technically at a level, then you're all right. But he's not even technically sound. So it's like, what do you do? And then mentally, you don't even have the attributes. It's like you just run up and down. You just energy. That is what it is. Well, we move.
Yeah.
Big up to Spider LFC, who says, I had 22K people live in my chat for Brentford, Liverpool, and none of them understand what the fuck Ineos has done for United. Bruno has been idolized like he's won league. Yeah, I've had that chat, Spider, and people don't believe me now when I say, and again, word to my guy Eddie, I remember this. On Man United podcast, you lot can go check him. A year and a half ago, 2 years ago, 2.5. Me and Eddie having debates with the chat about whether this man is world class. Genuine. The people have disappeared. Genuine debates. Where would we be without him? Well, where the fuck are we with him, people? Because we've had our two ever worst league finishes with him, and we're about to have our third. We've had our two ever worst league faces with him. We're about to have our third. We had our worst ever Champions League campaign with him. We've had our worst ever goal scoring return with him. The entire time he's been here, we've cracked 70 goals once. Granted, it was bad before him, but he's also a part of it. He's a mainstay. Because I've said this before, all the excuses surrounding him have now left. There's no Wally to blame. There's no Ten Hag to blame. Pogba's not here. Fred ain't here. Martial and Jones and all these players they use as excuses for him. Cavani, McTominay, yes. All them players ain't here no more. Maguire's only just gone back into the fold now, so you can't even count him. And now people are real. Hey, you know what? Bruno's not that good, you know. Been saying this because he's been this way. This is why I don't even criticize heavily. I just say, you know what, Bruno. In regards to this Spider LFC, yeah, Ineos not liked him from the jump. I've been fuck Ineos from the beginning. Didn't want him at the first place and still don't want them now. And they just proving my point. Like,
you have been. It's true. You have been.
Yeah, told everyone that Ineos did a deal with my ups, and then people go, why don't you like them? What? You just did a deal with someone I don't like. Everything that Ratcliffe said in his interview at first when he spoke about how bad Manchester United are and how far they've fallen. Who's under whose ownership did that happen? When Ronaldo did that tell-all interview and he spoke about how bad the facilities are. Who's that under? And you go and do a deal with them to keep them longer to think they go, all right, sure, make it make sense. Make it make sense. It makes no sense whatsoever. But in the footballing world, people will try and make it make sense, but no other businesses that make sense logically if someone explains that this company has been ran terribly by this ownership, and then someone else wants to have a part ownership with them and they remain the majority, even though they've ran this company into the ground. And people think, oh, well, they're doing a good. No, they are in it for themselves, which he is.
Yeah.
And they've proven so. Yeah. This is why it's the 20th of January. And guess what? We signed nobody. And everyone knows we needed players. Go on. Sorry, go on.
And you ain't going to sign anyone either. You just like Liverpool. It's the same way. We ain't signing no one either.
So that's the question on Don Phil podcast today. Are we signing for Ineos? I'm not talking about we signing players. I said, why? Where's the belief we signing anybody? Everyone knew from when before Amorim got here, we needed players. As soon as you signed him, we know what he needed. He played one match and it's like, all right, we need this, and this. You had all a month and a bit to do this, and they've done no deals, but everyone else doing deals. All right. Okay. It's like, yeah, sure. It's all right.
What was the guy you took from Newcastle again? He was director of football.
Dan Ashworth.
Ashworth.
Yeah. Dan Ashworth. I believe he was that's all to me very fugazi.
Yeah.
Oh, very, very, very fugazi with that, because it's kind of like he left because there was disagreements with what he wanted to do, and then all of the bad decisions just got put on him, and then the family kind of accepted it. Like I say, it's like when you watch.
That's the easiest thing to do, Flawless. When you just like in a business, when you made a business analogy, if you and Barnes in the company and I get fired, and the auditors come through the door, you say, man, Pops was you saying, yeah, he used to run that section. That was his. All that's his. He can't defend himself, can he? Yeah. It's PR.
Like we don't watch series. I've watched if you watch something like Power, or you watch The Wire or The Sopranos or anything like that, any street stuff, anything like that. Soon as someone dies, who do they put all the murders on? We watch this, say that there's characters, they put murders on. Oh, it was him. Because he can't defend, but people don't realize, hey, it's Ashworth. And then on top of that, you lot co-signed all this. So when people say, oh, Ashworth was the one who wanted Southgate or Eddie Howe. So when you had the conversation after you chased Ashworth for so long, was that not your due diligence? Did you not have conversations about, all right, well, who do you think the next manager should be? Well, I think it should be such and such and such. How can you be so far apart? Because you know what they didn't do? They didn't do their due diligence, people. Yeah. Otherwise, they would have realized this doesn't work. Because he was said to be set dead against Amorim. He wanted a British manager. So he was Southgate and Howe. But they was looking at Amorim and Tuchel and managers like that. So how can you be so far apart? Or he was the one who let Sancho go. So where was you when he was signing off on the Sancho deal? Like, I don't hear that. Like, it was just him. So where was you when he was doing all of these things?
You gave him the ultimate power and then fired him? That doesn't make sense either, does it?
It make no type of sense, Pops. And I ain't the smartest, but you know what I'm saying? I ain't the dumbest either. I don't make no type of sense. Like, what we doing out here? And then I say these things, and people say opposite, and I think, am I crazy? Am I living in the alternate universe?
Nah.
Like, he was doing all these things wrong. Where were you? Clearly, you co-signed it. He wasn't the only one who signed off on that Sancho deal, which again comes back to poor planning and just monumental fuck-ups. And I said as soon as Sancho came back, and I'm a fan of Sancho, hey, we need to let Sancho go expeditiously so we can get some good money for him and get
the money back in. Correct. Yeah.
And you know what we did? Waited until we was the B-side in the negotiation and we had to take Chelsea's deal because Ten Hag was never going to play him. That relationship had broken. That relationship was never going to be fixed. Their thing is beyond football. That wasn't just I don't rate him as a footballer and Sancho saying I don't rate. That's personal beef.
It became personal. Yeah.
It's personal beef. If I heard they had a scrap,
you should have got rid of Ten Hag. And kept Sancho.
That's where it stems back to, though. Getting rid of the manager who was so terrible. But they failed to do that. And sure. You know what I'm saying? It's just idiotic. And I'm thinking, right, how are you smart business people and make these type of decisions? Because you're going to make mistakes. All ownerships do. But making horrendous decisions, which you do. They're supposed to be smart, successful people. And there's multiple, there's 5, 6 of you lot. And I see the decisions made. I'm like, huh? So you lot don't think that Amorim needs a player? But then did Amorim speak to them about that? Did Amorim not realize how bad it was till he got here? Which is a possibility. He might not realize how bad these players were until he got here and he's like, you know what, I'll be all right till the summer. And then he realized, oh shit, I need players now. But who knows, people? Why are you not signing anyone? No, we're not.
Could this be your worst league finish in a very, very long time?
In terms of my lifetime, which is the Premier League era, yes. Because all you have to do is finish 9th.
Yeah.
So
you think you even get to 9th?
No, I said all we have to do is finish 9th. Because that would be our worst ever league finish. If we finish 9th. I ain't saying we finish 9th, 10th, 11th. I'm done with any medium-term, long-term future. And Pops knows this. I'm done with this. Done with all this. That Newcastle game scarred, man. It was the Newcastle game. One game at match day by match day. Don't ask me about Fulham. I'm looking at Rangers.
You're looking at Rangers?
I'm looking at the Rangers game because we're in the Europa League. That's my sole focus. Fulham, I'm not even spoke for about who's going to play, who might be suspended, injuries, who you might rotate. None of that. Game back. These men show me, hey, don't look past anybody. Don't think, all right, if we win a couple games here, maybe we can do this. And I'll look at the league until people tell me.
You know Everton is only 6 points behind you.
See, I didn't know that until you just told me.
He doesn't know that.
I should look at the league.
He doesn't want to know that either.
Yeah, I want to know what this information. Like, why all that? Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
And you've had more losses this season.
Fulham isn't going to be nice, though. Fulham isn't going to be nice either.
But
you've had more losses this season, flawless, than Everton. Everton's got less losses than you.
See? Not even a surprise. It was breaking records. Why even worried about the Premier Europa League? We need to try and get that dub and finish in the top 8. Because I think we're 6 now. So we're currently in the top 8. So we got
at least you're not like Spurs, bro. At least you're not like Spurs, because Spurs got 12 losses this season.
That's
Spurs are woeful.
Mad.
Spurs are woeful. Well, like that's what it is. Like we need to
injuries aside, they got better quality in that squad than 12 losses though.
I agree.
I'm running at Spurs isn't in the position that he's in for me, I don't think.
No, because he's just being suicidal over there. The football.
Yeah. Postecoglou is just set in his ways and he just wants to play a high line when he doesn't have the personnel to do it, and he's getting battered for it. And
he changed up back free today. You know what I'm saying?
When you're stubborn at that level, when you're that stubborn, it can cost him his job.
He probably got one more match though. But I still upset with Flawless though. Flawless.
Why are you upset with me?
Yeah, because
what did I do?
Well, you did exactly what you did today. As much as you beat Southampton, because remember I gave you the eyes in Southampton in the 85th minute. I said, I dare you. You said it. I dare you.
Yeah.
So as much as Ahmad FC came to the fore, I said to myself, all right, these men can turn around and get his back. No. These are my points. All these points that you gifting to other teams, these are my points. These are my
that's on you lot, man. You lot took 4 from us. That's calm. You lot gonna win the league. It's the problem. Man, I'm rich. Why you want my little money I got? Huh? A little bit of change I got, and you rich. You know what I'm saying? You my money. I got money. I'm in overdraft at this current time. Literally negative. I don't even know what it is. Don't even tell me, Barnes. I just know we got negative. I know it's negative goals. I know it's negative. Negative. Like my bank balance. Negative. I already know what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm fully aware.
I remember the man had a party when it was positive, boy.
Yeah, man, 100%. Because you never know. You got a party. You never know, man, when it's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? You never know. That girl hit me up once. I celebrated that shit. It might not happen again. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. And yeah, Warrior J, yeah, was 7th. I knew United were in top 8 anyway. I knew he was in top 8 from the last time because that's when, you know, I was full of more enthusiasm and optimism about the season. But, you know, I'll say that Newcastle game scarred, man. Scarred. After that, I was like, all right, cool. Forget it. We're just going to stop. I can only speak for me. I'm going to stop looking at game by game.
You got no hope. Like, no, you just... like
game by game because Rangers are going to be up for it. I watched them against Spurs, as limited as they are technically. England, Scotland is already arriving. They are going to be bang up for that game. They are the fans. The place is going to be rocking because they travel well.
It's going to be rocking.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, they going to be loud and they going energy and effort. Will our players fight? I don't know. I have no idea. It'd be interesting to see. But we need to get that win because I think if we win, it secures us in the top 8. And the last thing we need is more games, less games. Let's just get through the season. Let's get through the season and see where we end up and what happens. Because we don't play again in Europa if we finish top 8, I think, till is in March.
Yeah, so, you skip it. You skip the next phase. Yeah, much like us. Yeah. You skip. Yeah.
Yeah, like you.
You worried about Kobe Mainoo?
In regards to how he's playing him, yes.
Let's talk about him. Do you think it's time he should play him more advanced? Because I think he's doing the kid an injustice playing him in the 6.
Just play him in the left hand. I've been saying this. He can do no worse than Bruno. Play him left hand, where he's actually played before in the youth system. So I would play him. I want to see him, Diallo, and Xerxes just to see how it looks.
I think you would be better off dropping Bruno, playing Mainoo in the 10, and having Ugarte and Casemiro as your double pivot behind him. You probably will work a lot smoother because they would work. Bruno don't do nothing.
Yeah, try it. That's where I'm at because people hear that. I say this all the time. The options at Manchester United are not great, far from it. But you have to attempt new things. And that's to the manager's credit. He has done. More often than not, 9 times out of 10, when something's not worked, he's tried different things. We've seen different players in different... Rashford being a prime example, he said it. I played Rashford in the 9, I played him in the 10, kind of played him in the 2, it never worked. He's tried different things. So why not run as much as Casemiro isn't in your plans for whatever reason? Try Casemiro and Ugarte just to see. Because it's the one thing, it's the one pivot we haven't seen. I think we've seen literally every other one.
All the other combinations.
Yeah, all the other combinations, bar maybe one with the Ericsson, but try it.
Yeah.
Let's just see. And worst case scenario is awful, and you can change it after 20 minutes. Because we've seen you make early changes. That's where I'm at with it. Same way with the front three. Try different front threes. Try Mainoo win the 10, and guess what? He's not doing what you need to. You can switch him back with Bruno or take him off. Well, we need to do something. But hey, we move. And yes, the Wirral, I've been saying try youth players because the youth players can do no worse than some of these senior players. Like at left wing back. A left wing back can do it from the youth player, can do no worse than Dello. Go on, Pops.
Now, it's funny you were mentioning, just not to dwell on Arsenal, but on our bench on the weekend was Kelleher, Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott, Connor Bradley, as half the bench youth products. The rest of it was Kwanzaa, that's 5.
Yeah.
Now, none of them started necessarily, but all of them can start. Why can't you? And again, you're one of these teams that talk about the academy all the time and have that proud tradition of having one in the team for every year that you've been in the Premiership. So why not gamble on some of them? Because again, when you refused to fire Ten Hag, extended the contract, gave him more players, and then went to Amorim. When Amorim took the job, and this is where you got to blame him. If you looked at this lot and said, yeah, I'm good enough to get a tune, Maybe it was his ego that was a little bit too much.
I
He's saying, I could do something with these. I could do something with these. When you get there and you realize what it is, then you say, you know what, forget these. Say, come here a minute. If I tell you to do this, you can do it. Yeah. All right, good. You come. So program players that can at least carry out the instructions, because you're saying that you want a system. Some players just can't play any system. Let me be honest. Mm-hmm. And it just, because it isn't working. Watching the team play, sometimes you say to yourself, this just look dysfunctional, and it pisses me off. I can't stand watching you after we draw with us. I'm serious. I didn't watch all of your game today because it was annoying me. I say, wait, we ain't beat this. We didn't beat this.
Yeah, it's crazy that you lot didn't beat us. Crazy.
I cannot believe it.
Crazy work.
I laugh at it too, but it annoys you half what I mean.
Brighton gifted you a penalty.
Yeah,
because Baleba had no reason to do whatever it was that he did. I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't know why he did the clothesline, man. I don't know what Baleba was on.
That's stupid. He should still be getting beat in the dressing room. All I know. That is it. What is that? What enters your head when you do this? And then look at the referee with this sort of look like. How you mean penalty ref?
He panicked because of where Xerxes was. That's why it was panic. Straight panic.
Yeah. And Bruno then steps up, scores the penalty. So again, the men that like Bruno can say, well, look, you scored the penalty. If not for him, then we wouldn't have scored at all. So
yeah, it wasn't his work that caused the penalty either. That was all.
Nothing.
It was Diallo and Xerxes.
He was in no way involved.
He didn't have a sniff in that player. Zero.
Then he cussed Xerxes because he called for one Xerxes, giving the dummy, and he hit it into the stands or wherever, and then he get vexed. And then he said, well, you tell him, man, leave it, and he leave it.
Yeah,
you got to bury it now. If you call off the striker as an attacking midfielder, you got to bury it. You called him off and he left it. You're the skipper. It was one of them decisions. The kid said, the skipper said, leave it, and I left it. Then somehow it was still his fault. I said, man, shut up, man. I can't stand him, I cannot stand Bruno. Bruno Fernandes and Bernardo Silva, to me, are the two players that I like. Oh my God, this rank me, man.
Both of them is rats.
Complaining, the man is complain all the time. I mean, and again, certain elements of the game, they got good footballing, knowledge, IQ, whatever skills, but for some reason, the two of them just rankle me more than anybody else in football currently. I don't know what.
Bruno's irritating, man. He is.
And he's an irritant.
Yeah. Imagine having him in your team and he just attacks breaking down.
Nah, no thanks.
You know what I'm saying? Imagine having to deal with him, and then you have to deal with your fan base tell you that he's a good player. Where would you Where would you be without him? Where are we with him, people? Where are we with him? On course for our third worst ever league finish with him at the helm, because he was a part and a mainstay in the other two. And now we're about to all our embarrassing defeats, him at the helm, every single one. Never mind him ducking games getting booked. That's a whole different conversation that people don't want to have.
Yeah.
Because if that was a certain former number 6 who's Frenchman, you lot would have a lot to say.
Yeah.
I'm saying if you're accused of ducking games. But like I said, but yeah, we move. But no, I wouldn't answer that. Would you give Ahmad the number 7? Mount needs to wake up and realize he isn't that guy. Mount's always injured anyway, so I don't even worry about Mount. We need to move him on. But no, I wouldn't give Diallo the 7. I would leave the 7 vacant. Leave it vacant. I wouldn't put that type of pressure on Ahmad. That is unfair on him. And also, it has to be earned. Number 7 is a sacred shirt. Some of the greatest Premier League players, scratch that. Some of the greatest players ever have wore that shirt, period, that number. Let it be earned. Number 7, number 9, you know what? Leave it vacant. I mean, Ahmad's cool with the 16 anyway. It's not like you're going to kick up a fuss. Take the 7 off Mount, take the 9 off Hoyland, and then leave them vacant. Until you get someone who is, unless you sign someone if you sign someone who's certified for it, cool. But if you sign someone who's not certified, let it be earned. That's where I'm at with it. Any news on Cass and Eriksson leaving? McTominay shouldn't have been the end of it. I don't think he will be the end of it. But the problem is bringing players in. But in regards to Cass and Eriksson, they will both leave. I think it's already been confirmed. Eriksson's out of contract in the summer, so he'll leave. And Cass, there's been hella links in regards to Saudi and stuff like that. And I'm cool with both of these leaving, but it's about the replacements. Because then that would leave Agate as our only recognized central midfielder. There's Agate, Collier, who's a kid, Bruno, who plays in there, but that's not his role. Mainoo, who plays in there, is not his role. So,
Collier gets some long socks. Tell him to get some long
Oh,
socks.
what? You don't like the low socks thing?
No, he ain't it. Pull up your socks. It's like the number 7. Pull up your damn socks. You ain't it yet. Bobby socks are for the men that know. He ain't ready yet. Pull your socks.
So you're saying you gotta be of a level to wear the low socks?
Yes.
Agreed.
Yes.
You think this summer they get rid of Bruno?
Nah.
No, I think there's too many in front, but I think his position is definitely in jeopardy. That's what I'd say. I think his position is definitely, the fact that Amorim has moved him around tells me that. The fact that the way he's reacted to things he's done, some of the death stares he's gave him after certain things. He said it in the press conference. Bruno likes to play the long, I'm paraphrasing, likes to play the long ball too much. He just said it politely. Keep saying this, man. The subtitles, like they do in comedy shows and that, when someone's speaking and they have what they really thinking. Translate, he's Northside in his head. He's cursing him out in Portuguese. You've watched Northside and you've heard him curse. That's what Amorim is doing in them press conferences. He's just a professional and is going to say it politely because he has politely called these men shit in every single way possible from now till the end. He said it today and he was being tongue in cheek. And he's like, maybe we are the worst team. Now you've got your headline, but people will leave that out because Musa tried that on the Unfiltered podcast. He's throwing players under the bus. And shout out to Musa. That's my guy. That's my G, but such a gaslighter. But he said, maybe we are the worst team. Now you've got your headline. Amorim knows what he's doing in regards to that. He knows that's going to be the headline. Here's what you want. Because he said it twice. You've now got your headline to the journalist. Maybe we are. And you know what? On record, we are.
Yeah.
We are.
Mm-hmm. So let me ask you another question, Flawless. Onana has been so bad. He's been with you, 2 seasons now?
Yeah. This is the second season. Yeah.
Wouldn't you guys been better off keeping De Gea?
Who said this? No, because De Gea was also woeful. So it's just a question. And he cost us. Look at De Gea's last season. Cost us in the FA Cup and cost us in the Europa League.
What about Henderson? Maybe you should have just kept Henderson.
Again, another one who ain't good enough.
Not
Our problem, you know where the problem, you know where the
Is he
problem
not better
lies.
than Onana though?
Yeah, but that bar low.
The bar is low, so the bar's so low you can't even limber under it. The problem is 2 cheeks of the same ass, man. Problem is we didn't go inside a new goalkeeper.
So when you say you're gonna break your back here, you can't even bend down, low down.
You can get someone with no bones and they can't limber underneath that. The problem is Onana. And people like to overlook that. Like, oh no, signing Onana is the mistake. And guess what? When we've had successful goalkeepers, it took us a while to find the next goalkeeper. We had Schmeichel. He was fantastic. Took us a long time to get to Van der Sar. Go check when Schmeichel retired and go check the list of goalkeepers we had up until Van der Sar. Then Van der Sar retired. And then it was Shaw.
Bosnich.
And then we had Tayibi, we had Bosnich, Van der Gaal had a run.
Van der Gaal.
Yeah. All these Barthez, all these terrible goalkeepers we had. Yeah. Then we found Van der Sar. He was the guy. Van der Sar then retired. We then had a list of goalkeepers who weren't good enough until we got to De Gea. We need to find our Van der Sar, our Schmeichel, our De Gea. And you know what, United fans? It might not be the next goalkeeper. It might not be the goalkeeper after that, but you keep trying. Same way you lot still looking in relationships. You don't work with one girl. You don't just, I'm never going to get another girl again. No. How many dates you lot been on in your life? Just in general, people. How many dates you been? How many girls have you seen? If you're of any form of age, you 21 and above, right? How many girls have you seen and dated? And, well, now I'm just going to stop because I didn't work with her, so I'm going to go back to the last one. What kind of backwards thinking is that? Foolish.
Agreed.
Yeah, Tayibi was terrible. Tayibi was awful. Matt Bosnich, awful. I'm saying all them goalkeepers there. We had Lopez and yeah, man, all types of foolishness.
Carroll,
yeah, we had Roy Carroll. Jeez, I forgot about Roy Carroll. Yeah. That goal that he let him from the halfway line.
Yeah, can't forget Carroll.
Can't forget that. Jesus Christ. I can't believe they didn't give that shit. My God. It was crazy. It was.
Now to get to these other guys, spoilers, we gotta talk about these gooners.
Oh, talk about it.
I'm laughing at the head tops losing their mind, to be honest. But then you got still delusional ones like Igal. Still won't blame his manager.
You won't blame
his manager at all.
He has to.
His team, man. You up 2-0 on Villa. I allow Villa to come back. Now, let me tell you, woeful defending, horrible defending.
Absolutely dreadful.
The second goal, beautiful cross. It shouldn't even been allowed to come in. But then how do you not mark the man in the back stick and Ollie Watkins all by himself?
He probably went walkabouts, man. You know what I'm saying? Probably went walkabouts for it.
But you know what? Arsenal, I loving it because I know you're going to the Carabao very soon. 2 more weeks. Newcastle had a little blip this weekend. I think they're just retooling and getting ready to face you all your second leg in St. James Park. United beat you, so at least you're out the FA Cup, so don't have to worry. Champions League, I hope you find a nasty draw in the knockouts.
Oh, you already know it's made for one or two teams. It's they facing Bayern or Madrid. It's one of the two. It's written in the. I say this now. It's written in the stars. Word to Tony. The stars are aligning. They are getting Bayern Munich or Real Madrid in the knockout rounds.
Well, Real Madrid got get there too, because if I'm not mistaken, they're 23rd.
Yeah, something like that. Mid-20s, somewhere like that. Yeah.
So they're gonna have to play the other round before they can get the round with 32, before they even get to the round with 16, because Madrid can't get into the top 8. So they automatically got to play the next round.
Yeah, they in the playoffs. Yeah, you're right.
So, listen, I Champions League, forget Arsenal. The Prem, deal with them. They're not winning it. I happy as can be. I love to see AFTV going crazy. That's just made my weekend each and every time. I like to see Gunali's side. And saying that Liverpool can win the league, because I know he likes Liverpool a lot. He supported us for a time at being, but he's a fraud. And then he threw us in the bin and he went back to Arsenal. But that's okay. He can never come back.
Damn.
But that team, bro, they're weak mentality, weak manager, weak players. You got Timber playing center back. To me, was criminal. How you got a man that's 5'0" playing center back? Who he winning the ball off of? That is wear lead shoes, bro. He can't jump. The man can't jump to save his life at all. And you got him playing center back. Criminal from the manager. Criminal. You could have made so many different choices in that game. Odegaard. Everybody was praising him. Was he one of the best players in the world?
Yeah, he was, man. Mine, Odegaard, man.
And what has he done? He got a goal and 2 assists all year. Stinky the whole year.
2 assists, 1 goal in the Premier League, and like 15 appearances, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
Martinelli's typical Martinelli. Jesus just like handball, giving handballs in the box and pretending that it's scored.
Let me just say this as well. It's a clear handball on Havertz, people. What are we talking about? He clearly hit his arm.
Yes.
You clearly watched it bounce up off his arm. Like he was trying to stop a boundary, you know what I'm saying? A cricket. You know what I'm saying? And what are we talking about here? Clear as day hit his arm.
It did. It did hit his arm.
It was inconclusive. What's wrong with
inconclusive, you? Inconclusive, yeah.
When I saw it flawless, when I saw it happen, it was like, that's a handball. They're gonna chalk this back. They're gonna chalk it off. And literally, it was like, yeah, just coming back, no goal. And I love to see them in the head top. Troop's my brother, but it was awesome to see him go crazy again on stream.
Yes.
Someone needs to give me some paracetamol or something to calm his head down. I don't need to burst a blood vessel. Troops are looking up for your well-being, brother. Take a little chill pill and drink a Henny or something. Make sure Arsenal don't make you lose your mind, because I know tomorrow this man over here gonna be poking at them buttons between you and Monts.
No, don't do that. It's months. It's months. I even be saying shit. I just be sat there chilling, listening to him and Monts go back and forth. To be like, and you? I'll be like, what? And he's like, yo, just you? What do you mean? I'm just me. I'm just here not saying nothing, you know.
I have seen you many times. You and Lewis just poking the bear and get taken up the street.
Yeah, because that's on him. Because he be saying wild stuff. Man told me about Onana's form and this and that. And I say, well, Onana's made mistakes in the Premier League in Europe. I'd be like, well, we're talking Premier League, Europe don't matter. So I'd be like, oh, Europe don't matter. But when it's blame me, blame Henry, Europe matters. And then man wants to take me out the street. Huh? That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. Europe don't matter until it's don't blame me, blame Henry. When we start talking about Champions League finals for Arsenal. How are we doing? It's crazy work, man. You know what I'm saying? They need to VAR that. That's what that is. You need VAR on that shit. I would be saying too much, but go on, Barnes.
Saliba he probably out for at least 4 weeks, you would think, right? Because he's got a hamstring issue. So to get back into fitness, call it if it's 2 weeks, then you gotta get back in fitness to come back in.
You're trying to get him back for the City game, I seen it say, because they play City soon. In the next few weeks.
What's their run coming up? They got Wolves next in the Prem.
Yeah, Wolves at 3 p.m. kick. Yeah.
And then they got City.
Mm-hmm.
In between there, they got Zagreb next in Champions League, and then Girona after that.
And they already qualified. I think they've already qualified, haven't they?
I don't think they're guaranteed though. I'm not sure.
They're high enough up. I think they're third or fourth or something. They should be high enough.
Yeah, I think the fourth or fifth, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So then maybe
they probably just need a result, though, a draw or something. Just don't lose, and they should be fine. I think you said that. Yeah.
Yeah. But then they got their tough run coming up.
Oh yes, yeah. Because City on the 2nd of Feb. There's a couple weeks break, and then it's away to Leicester City. Let me see what else they got going on.
Yeah, they got Leicester, West Ham.
Yeah.
Forest
away. Us, who knows what United you're gonna get. Then they play Chelsea, Fulham. Yeah, it's peak for them. And they going out the League Cup to Newcastle. Beautiful settings, man. Bad as we're out. Like, I know we're bad. The Arsenal fans still believe they're gonna do something. Tell you ain't winning nothing. I told Zane, like I've been telling Troops. Like I told Troops, but then he blames me. Or you made me say we win in the league. No, I asked you a question. And you doubled down.
How can he blame you? Or are you an oracle or something? That he can blame you?
He blamed me. Yeah, see, people don't hear these things, but I'm the bad guy. We was going back and forth about certain. I was like, I asked to win in the league. This was earlier on, so this is before the blip. This is probably 2-3 months ago. Those that watch back again in the chat will remember. I was like, you lot win the league? He's like, yeah, we're winning the league. And then he doubled down a couple episodes after. Then he turned it back and was like, nah. And he's like, you made me say it. I make you say it. I just asked you a question. Said I asked to win in the league. And you said, yeah. You had Kai Havertz up top and Mikel Arteta in the dugout and said you're winning the league. That's your fault. That ain't on me. We all knew what you was aware. Yeah, he saw him in mid-September to end of September for those that remember. Go watch that. Then he blamed me. Oh, this is your fault. You made me say it. And then you got people who back it. Yeah, you coerced him into saying it. You want how? I was just letting him know his team wasn't as good. His team ain't really shit. That's what it was because he was crashing on United. We are bad, yes. But the likelihood is we're going to win the same amount.
Why is everyone blaming you? Why is everyone blaming you?
I have no idea, Barnes. I don't know what it is. I'm just the wrong messenger. That's what it is. We won't like them. But I'm like, forget the messenger. What is the message? I say all the time, did I lie though? Did I lie? Forget whether you like what I said. Forget who I support. Did I lie? No. We won more in the last 12 months than you have in the last 5 years. What are we talking about? What are we doing? Won more in the last 6 months than you have in the last 5 years. Won more in the last 12 months than you have in the last 60. What are we doing? We move.
They will say that they want a community shield.
Yeah, that's just the manager. That's just the manager.
That's just Arteta. I stand with Arteta, man. Hashtag Arteta win. The guy was right, man. Back Arteta. And he had the cheek to say when we was on Judge Mo's channel, and shout out to Judge Mo, oh, you lot all are just scared of what Arteta is going to do. No, I want him to stay. As a United fan, give him a lifetime contract.
Yeah, I agree. We
all in agreement.
Mm-hmm.
We all in agreement about super duper Mick. Keep him. And when you lot win nothing this season, then what? Then what's the excuse going to be? And then he spends more money in the summer. Because you probably might sign a Zubimendi or someone else. Then you spend over $1 billion and then you win nothing.
And sign three more defenders this summer.
Three more defenders. Because you signed Havertz as an 8, but still need an 8. But you moved him to the 9 and still need a 9. But you spent 65 million on him. So you signed him to solve your 8 problem, but he's not an 8. So then I had to move him to the 9. And then you moved him to the 9, but you still need a 9. And he's one of your highest earners.
Great so you bought a man, he still got 2 problems.
Bought a man to fix 1 problem, and you still got...
And created an additional problem, so you still got
created an additional problem. And then they created an additional problem on the additional problem because of his wages.
So he fixed 1 leak and ended up creating 2 more leaks.
He didn't even fix the leak. He just stuck his finger. He just stuck his finger. Remember the boy at the dam? He just stuck his finger for that.
And that's it. That's it. And so why end up? I never walk alone says, would you prefer to have Arsenal or Manchester United's team? To me, neither. You know what I'm saying? Because that 2 teams going nowhere.
None of the 2
teams going. That 2 teams going nowhere. So
No, Pops. He didn't use the thumb. He used a piece of toilet paper and stick it in the one hole, and they ran. The other 2 just let go. No, you got 3.
How friggin' rages.
I did see the fan clip Warriors. One thing I like doing after Arsenal game is watching the fan reactions from the watch alongs. I get my popcorn and I watch them. From Curtis Shaw to all of them. And I get my laughs.
Oh yeah, of course you got to. Oh yeah, and shout out to, I've actually finally made one. Shout out to, I can't remember who it was, but they put our watch along fan reaction from today in one of them. That's the first time I've ever made it. So big up to Sheik, big up to Eddie, because Sheik was cursing something rotten. Sheik was big mad today. Sheik was pissed today. God. Yeah, Sheik's head was on Jupiter. He was me from first day. And I was like, he's still mad now. He was in the chat just before. He's like, yo, I'm the supreme head loss. He was, when Onana made that mistake, head loss. What the? Because they beeped it out as well. Yeah. I never heard Sheik like that. Make sure you lot subscribe to Sheik TV as well. That's my bro. Make sure you do so. And yeah, you'll never walk alone. Amorim needs to pattern up 100%. But it's 13 Premier League games. He needs to do better in the rest. And in the Europa League and in the FA Cup. He has to improve. Otherwise, criticism of him is going to become more severe and it's going to become even more tougher to defend him. That's why I hate the critique of him. Where I stop it is when people say, oh, he should be gone. Like, no. He's not spent no money. He's just got here. Getting rid of him now is daft. But he has to improve. Without
put himself in a bad position, huh? He put himself
because he thought he did it to himself.
Position. Yeah.
That's why I don't hear when people say, sorry to cut you off, Pops. Oh, they're bad players now. He was walking into. You weren't blindsided.
You joined and decided I can make something out of Maguire and Bruno and Kobe and Højlund.
Yeah.
I don't know how he could think that he could get something out of Højlund because Højlund is not a footballer.
Nah, you know what it was? I don't think he, like I said, he just genuinely didn't realize how bad. He knew they were bad because results and performances. But you seen it close up. You see him on the touchline.
You back yourself to do a job. You say, yeah, these men bad, but how bad can they be?
Because it's everyone thinks they can do that. Oh, I can do the job.
Yeah.
It's like when you ask most people, oh, could you manage in the Premier League? Most fans are gonna tell you, yeah. I'm smart enough to know, no, I couldn't. Most people will tell you.
No.
They did a survey, like any grad could be at Anfield, and they asked Liverpool, do you think you could do the Liverpool job? Well, you lot capacity, what, 50,000? 60,000? Yeah, 50,000. Guaranteed. Probably what? 49,500 would probably tell you, yeah. Genuinely look you in your face and say, yeah, I could manage Liverpool Football Club. Genuinely. Well, I think we've had this discussion. I know I could manage in the Premier League, but people believe they could. People believe they could. And that's where so a manager who's actually done it at a high level is also going to think that. Yeah. He's like, yeah, I can do this. And he's like, whoa. And he's been in a bad situation at Sporting. Maybe not as bad as this, but he was in a bad situation there where they weren't as good. But yeah, man. He's got to do better. And Jacob, a real one. To Jack, who says, by the way, Jacob is my hero. Shout out to Jacob every single time. Jacob, a real one.
I got to actually give Jacob a call and check in on him and see how he's doing.
Jacob. Make sure he's good.
You got to make sure that he's okay, man.
And yes, you're not going to get predictions, Warrior J. He'll get predictions, but yeah, he's going through it. And he'll be here Friday, people. United Spurs show. So that'd be good. 13th and 15th. Fantastic. That might just be the title. Manchester United 13th, Tottenham 15th. Mud. Like else is 15th. And whatever of January it is.
Well.
Word to troops, man. We are 15th.
We are 15th.
We are 15th, sir. We are 15th. I love that clip. That clip is brilliant. Shout out troops, man. Fans will go to you. Play Lille tomorrow. Champions League scoreline prediction.
I go in my usual score. I'm taking a 2-0 win.
First. What you telling me, Pops?
Barnes stole my score, so you can go 3-1.
Okay.
But I expect a huge amount of rotation in that game too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Kells starts for me. Swap with the back line. Get Endo on the pitch. I won't see it because we've qualified already, so no need to kill anybody.
Yeah, I think you see Endo and center back for that game.
I even willing to throw Jaden Danza a couple minutes on
striker at 9. Yeah.
Nunes started at 9 for me. Nunes starting for me, but I want Danza to get a few minutes.
I don't know if Nunes starts that game, to be honest.
Why not?
He got the game on the weekend to go. Because Jota injured again.
Jota injured, right? So then you can't start Lucho and Gakpo again.
Yeah.
So to me, you start Nunes.
That Jota injury.
Yeah, we need to get that nipped in the bud quickly, though.
We just need to sell him in the summer, bro. But
in summer, though. In summer. So you're going to
sell him in January. Flawless. I mean, not because of his availability.
Yeah, it's injuries. Yeah. He's always injured all the time.
Can't stay healthy.
He's unlucky, man. He can't. Unfortunate because the injury from the previous season was not training or something. It was an impact injury, and then this one was an impact injury with the ribs. Now we got a little knock, but that's all coming from the fact that you can train. If you got bruised ribs, fractured ribs, broken ribs, something with your ribs, you can't run.
No.
So you're gonna lose that element of fitness that you would have built up over time. So when you come back now, you're stressing.
Yeah,
I can't really Pops, are you saying Ipswich Town at home? Scoreline prediction for that?
4.
Yeah, 4-0 Liverpool, yeah?
Yeah.
You lot gonna pack them up. What you saying, Barnes?
5-0.
Yeah. Somebody deserve a hiding. The licks that we should have put in you, we can transfer the Ipswich.
Yeah.
So tell Ipswich blame you. You know how everything is your fault? This is gonna be your fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Hashtag blame flawless. Yeah, I'm used to it. That's what it is. Anything goes wrong.
I think I put down X. Hashtag blame flawless.
Yeah, it's cool. That's what it is. Hashtag blame flawless. Anything goes. When things go right for clubs, I'll get no credit. When it goes wrong, hashtag blame flawless. Like, all right, I went out there. I'm saying I didn't leave Ollie Watkins at the back stick, but hey, we move. You think it was me? It's your fault. I do. That is.
What you saying against Rangers though?
Yeah. What lineup does he put out? This is solely on the lineup. What does he put out? I don't back these ones. Rangers are poor though. I watched Rangers against Tottenham. They were shocking. 2-1.
Is it at your house?
Yeah, it's our team.
Yeah.
But they gonna be
that really gonna mean nothing because you got a losing record in the Prem at home.
Yeah, we've lost 4 out of the last 5.
You mean is it at Brighton's house? Because that's what it is. Flawless paying rent. No.
Yeah, Brighton, they own this, man.
Is that Brighton's, Liverpool, and Spurs house, as we go?
No, it's Brighton, man. Like they beat us more than anybody else in the Premier League.
Yes.
I mean, that win record against us like 70% or something.
It's mad.
Wow.
Yeah.
To beat these men is fucking jolting. But yeah, 2-1, I'll say. And yeah, 2-1. And there will be a watch along for that, people. So yeah, make sure you tune into that. Be dual stream. Check out the upcoming live stream.
Head down to Fulham on the weekend now. I know it's 1 at a time, right? But that's 1 in Europe. So we got you 1 in the Prem. Fulham.
Yeah.
You got Fulham. Is it away?
Yeah, it's at Fulham because we played them opening day.
Yep.
1-1. So I'll say about Fulham.
Wait.
Is that one of those? What is it to me again? 99% hope and 1% belief. That's what it was, right? That's what it's feel like.
Thanks, Pops.
One
There was
one.
no getting asked
Yo,
that.
what was it? Yeah,
One,
90, yeah. It was 99% hope. What was it? Hey, chat, let me know. Warrior J, what did I say? I always forget the quote. I forgot what I said. I kept mashing up the quote before I went to your place. Yeah, Fulham away. It's not like that, but it's tough.
You truthfully ain't thinking it's a 1-1. You just saying
that would just, you know why it is? Because that would just be like us, because everyone expects us to go there and get beat. That's what this team does. We get points when people don't expect us to get points. And then when we expected to get points, we don't get points. We were supposed to get battered by your mob and Arsenal. Humiliated.
Yeah.
We got 2 good results.
It's our
then
fault.
Southampton, we're supposed to pass Southampton.
Fault.
You know what I'm saying? 3-4-0 people were talking. And then it was 3-1, but we struggled. Brighton, people had this confidence. And then we go get beat. With Fulham now, tricky side. Fulham are a good side. Fulham are better than us, and Fulham away is tough. And because of that reason is why I think we'll get a result. Does this team do better like that? When the onus isn't us to go on Fulham and go and play and dominate and United gonna go there and win 2-3-0. Like, that's not the expectation. If I said anyone says Fulham 2-0, 3-1, everyone's like, yeah, I see it. That's why I think we'll go there and get a result. They'll be able to, yeah, like that's what it is. Same way with you lot. So that's why I say 1-1. These players can do it. I've watched them. Problem is consistency. That's where the issue lies. But yeah, I'll say 1-1 in that game. But I ain't holding out much hope. Can't even remember what I said. What did I say? 99% hope, 1% belief, or some shit like that. Warrior J, what was it? You don't remember.
Something like that.
I think it was something so.
Like that. Well,
I think it was something
99% hope. You know? 1% belief. Shit like that. Just pops to remember that, you know. I'll start just saying that all the time. You know what I'm saying with this team. Like, that's what it is.
Bro, you've got a dirty schedule for the end of the season.
Any schedule, we could be playing the bottom 5. Hey, Barnes, we could be playing the bottom 5 in this day schedule. We could be playing Ipswich, Wolves, Everton, Spurs, and it's a dodgy schedule. Southampton again, and it's a dodgy schedule. Southampton again. Just watch the struggle against Southampton. There's no favorable, or you know what, United will do all right schedule. No, we playing Rangers and Fulham, and I'm like, yeah. Rangers and Fulham, respectfully. Rangers and Fulham, and I'm not confident going into either. Rangers. I even know where they are in the Scottish League, but Steve always
the second in Scottish League.
And Steve, I watched them against Spurs. Woeful. They had a lot of heart, but they were dreadful against. But obviously, Spurs were terrible too.
Flawless. I'm gonna have to send you a bottle of rum for April, bro, because your April schedule is not kind, bro.
Send it.
You got Forest, City, Newcastle, Wolves, Bournemouth, Brentford, West Ham, Chelsea, Villa to finish the season.
Yeah. Hey, you know what you said? The best part about what you said? End of the season. Yeah, that's the aim, man. We just get into the end of the season, man.
I ain't hearing the points in emphasis for Flawless, though. In that list that you called in that list that you called just now, right?
Wolves, maybe.
We'll get points at Chelsea. We'll get points at Chelsea. Mainly because I'm trying to go, so that's what it is.
West Ham.
Well, West Ham got Graham Potter now, and
yeah, it depends. Yeah, well, obviously they're very independent on injuries and form going into
that's exactly it. Yeah.
Forms and injuries. But I'm trying to go. I'm trying to go to the Chelsea game. I've never been to the Bridge. I'm trying to get there.
You going to the Bridge?
I'm trying to go. I did say I wanted to go to Big Six away ground, so I've been trying to go. I'm trying to go to yeah.
Go with Lewis.
This guy, Lewis always says that. Yo, come to the home end. No. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be in the away end. Trying to abuse at you. That's the plan. That's the plan. Now, Warrior J, never been to the Bridge. I've never been to the Bridge. Like the only away grounds I've been is Goodison, and then obviously I went to the Etihad this season as well, and that was a vibe.
Never been to Anfield.
Never been to Anfield. Getting tickets for Anfield tough. That's what that is. Tough. You see, Will about jumping the home end. No, you know what I'm saying, and I'm trying to be in the away end to shout abuse at people like you, Will. Let's see, Fats there, Lewis, the whole nine. I say because the scenes, like the Arsenal and Liverpool games, I know them away ends was crazy because shout out to Shine. He was at the Arsenal game and he was like, oh, you missed it. He was like, the scenes when we went through in the FA Cup It's crazy. I bet it was. Same way City was like that. You not seen the video. My voice was gone. Shit was crazy.
Yeah, you did lose.
Highlight of the season. Yeah, I lost my voice like 3-4 days. It was mad. Yeah, people, we gonna close out.
The voice of the voiceless, bro.
Voice of the voiceless. It's crazy. Hey, Dead in the War, I'm trying to get there. But I'm trying to just get to more away games anyway, because they're just better. That's why. Away games, unless you're in the Stretford end, like our OT is just pretty much dead out, people. But it depends what you go for. I'm trying to be with them. I'm trying to be with the singers and the hooligans, man. That's what it is with the rowdy lot.
The
I'm trying to
ultras.
sit at home like I'm gonna watch along. Yeah, I'm trying to be with the ultras. Man, I ain't trying to be sat at home like I'm at the no one singing like I'm on a watch along. Or just like yard. Yeah. I be watching tennis. Like, yo, where's the rowdy lot? Like, yo, where's the shot? That's why City was so good. Because that was just we just shouting abuse at each other for an hour and a half. It was great. Even after the game, it carried on. Telling Pep he's getting sacked in the morning after the game. Oh, it's beautiful. I just never forget that. So that's what it is. The shamelessness of it, well, that's what it's about. City lost again, ole. Oh, Warrior J, beautiful, man. Beautiful. Never forget that shit. Shout out my guy, Shine. Would you have left when it turned 3-1 like Saeed today if he was at the game? Probably not, because I probably just would have stuck around anyway to see everyone afterwards. So there's no point in leaving just to be outside anyway. Well, if you're not doing content or anything, because like that's when I've been. When I went to the Arsenal game last season at home to OT, that was just the link up. I was like, I've not been to Old Trafford in a minute. I've not seen everyone. It's the second to last home game of the season. The ticket was cheap. Why not? And I seen Saeed and everyone else. My cousin was there who I'd not seen in a minute as well. I ain't trying to be in the car park when too cold for all that, man. I ain't trying to be in the car park. I'll leave it. I'm trying to be in the car park. Everyone going to this car park, man. Saeed in the car park. Turkish said about meet me in the car. Everyone in this car park. You know.
Man doing it till you get outside, Barnes. You gotta get the barbecue grill out and head over.
No, right? They go get your roasters and stuff and just dunk the birds in the roasters.
If it's good weather, then I'll be in the car park. You know what I'm saying? If it's good weather. But everyone in the car park, man. Everyone in this car park. Here you go. Love to everyone that's locked in. You lot are absolute real ones. Continue to run up the likes. Hit the subscribe button as well. Shouts to Destroyer Will, everyone in the chat, man. Big up to all of you lot, man. Big up to all of you lot. And yeah, man, that's Saeed, man. Saeed, a visionary, man. He said some quotes that have stuck like a modern day Shakespeare, man. I'm telling you, man. The curtains on the wall,
man. Love that one. Curtains on the wall.
The curtains on the wall. It's brilliant. You can't beat that, yo. The curtains on the wall. Shout out Saeed, man. The curtains on the wall, man. Yeah, Will, we're gonna head over to the playback because it is. I know it's tipped off already. LA Lakers versus LA Clippers as well. Before we do though, subscribe to Beijing Reds TV. Links in the title. Barnes, let them what you got coming up over the next week on the channel and anything else you want to add as well, OG.
Yeah, we got our match reaction tomorrow night, and then this coming Friday, typical. This is the fourth Friday for the month, so it's going to be the Friday Night Line. Come true for that one. It's a fan calling. That one's usually a long marathon of a show. And then we got the preview for the weekend and watch along. And then we back here again next Sunday. Or maybe Saturday, either or. Just stay tuned to socials, stay tuned to Sarcasm City TV, and make sure you hit the sub and the notification bell for Beijing Reds. And you'll see when we go on live.
Make sure you do so, people. Pops, anything you want to add before we close out?
One at a time, man. One at a time. Take.
Yeah, now you're stealing my bars, yeah? You know what I'm saying?
Change your dance. Take your time with it. One at a time with it.
One at a time.
Take your time with it.
Shout out troops, man. Shout out troops every single time. You're a joke, man. For real.
50 points, 50 goals. Let's go top of the league.
Yep. Top of the league, just go for number 20. Need to tell you United. And let me keep moving.
I know. We gotta deal with
because I know we can get number 21 before United does. So yeah.
If we carry on like this, absolutely. If we carry on like this, I just want us to get back to being a competent unit again. How about that? It is what it is, but we move. But people, this show, all the other shows you see on the YouTube channel are available on all audio platforms. So if you are on Spotify and you want to listen to this show on Spotify, Just type in Sarcasm City TV on there and follow us and 5-star us on Spotify. Same for iTunes as well, Apple Podcast, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Wherever you listen to podcasts, this show will be an order of the shows on the channel, apart from watch-alongs and the fan calling show, people. They're the only 2 shows that are not on there. You might not want YouTube using up all your data, or maybe you just prefer to listen audio only. That's absolutely fine. I know a lot of you lot be listening at work, so maybe you can't have the phone in your hand. So big up to everyone supporting. You see it right there, Sarcasm City TV, Spotify. And we're going live on the playback literally in a couple minutes, people. Live, I know it's already tipped off, but the LA Lakers versus LA Clippers, LA Derby going on. So get over to the playback. Download the playback app from your app store. Create an account for free sign up. And I'm giving out VIP passes so you can watch the game, people. You want to watch the game for absolutely free? Get over to the playback. Or if you have an NBA League Pass, you can use it to sync up. So then that way there's no spoilers. We're all watching the same stream. Or just go to www.playback.tv/Sarcasm City TV as well. Back tomorrow, people. Changing the schedule as well. So Mondays, I'm going to start doing the Man United podcast. So you'll still get it on Tuesday, but I've started doing it on Mondays, 4:30 p.m. And then normally it'll be the fan calling show late. But because we're doing back again, it's a solo Q&A. So I moved the fan calling show. I know you lot got a lot to say till Wednesday. So I'm going to update during this game, update the schedule. Yeah, people got so much to say. So yes, Wednesday. They wanted my head on a stake when I didn't do that show one week. Like, yo, where's the fan calling show? What's going on? I was like, all right, I got you lot. So big up. Get over to the playback. We're live in a couple minutes. And this has been the Manchester United Liverpool podcast, Barbados edition, with Beijing Reds TV live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Thank you very much for tuning